Today, we pick up where we left off yesterday. Joseph and his family are in Egypt. In fact, all of the Israelites moved to Egypt because of the great famine. But over the next generation, and because the Israelites were so desperate for need, they became slaves to Pharaoh in Egypt. But God rose up Moses, an Israelite child raised in Pharaoh's family, to bring freedom to the Israelites. 9 times Moses approached Pharaoh and demanded to let God's people go, or else they would face the plagues of God. God sent plagues on the Egyptians to prove who he was. The plagues included water to blood, swarms of frogs and gnats and flies. He brought disease on the livestock and each human. There came disastrous hail and locusts. Finally, darkness took over all of the land. But every single time, Pharaoh said no. Now we read about the 10th plague in Exodus chapter 11. Moses had announced to Pharaoh, "This is what the Lord says. At midnight tonight, I will pass through the heart of Egypt. All the firstborn sons will die in every family in Egypt, from the oldest son of Pharaoh, who sits on his throne, to the oldest son of his lowliest servant girl who grinds the flour. Even the firstborn of all the livestock will die." God promised that all the firstborn sons would die. However, God provided a way of protection for his people. He gave special instructions to the Israelites about the sacrifice they were to make, as well as a special meal. The final instructions we read in Exodus chapter 12, verse 13 to 14. "But the blood on your doorpost will serve as a sign, marking the houses where you are staying. When I see the blood, I will pass over you. This plague of death will not touch you when I strike the land of Egypt. This is a day to remember each year, from generation to generation. You must celebrate it as a special festival to the Lord. This is a law for all time." From that day on, and even through today, Jewish people celebrate the day of Passover. Much later in the Bible, a glimpse into the New Testament with Jesus, we see him celebrating with his disciples Passover the night before his crucifixion. This gives us a special picture that Jesus is the sacrificial lamb bringing salvation to the world.